quadruped, coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. We like to talk about knitting, sewing, spinning, my cat, nerdy stuff, fiber crafts.
Her feet are pointy.
And everything in between. Yes, her feet are pointy. Yes, Mom has her knitting out. Lie on it. This is episode 130 something.
132.
Thank you. I didn't ask before we started recording. I'm Jocelyn, my co-host is
Diana.
And this week, unlike last week, I'm going to let Diana get through the sections we're going to cover before I start to segue too badly.
Okay. This week we're covering What's in Our Cup, Cool Threads, Woolly Workings, Spinning Yarns, So Little Time, Yarn on the Go, Kniterature, and Events.
Cat. I want to knit.
Got the tip of a tail and one ear in the frame.
My cat has decided, because I have my knitting out, she has to lie on it.
Well, yeah.
It just happens to be on my leg, so I'll have a cat on my leg for a little bit. You're shedding. You're having a bath this weekend, ma'am. I don't know when I've got time for that, but I will find some. All right, shall we talk about what's in our cup since it's the same thing?
Yeah. We've got some cinnamon vanilla from Stash. Jocelyn made some and it smelled really good, so I copied.
I think it's from from the holiday stash from last year. Which, hey, we're into October tomorrow, which means that holiday stuff will start coming up shortly.
Ooh.
I mean, a touch early for Christmas. And I'm a fan of Christmas. However, I will take advantage of holiday tea as soon as it comes out.
Yes. All that
Double
cinnamon
pets
stuff.
She's getting all sorts of spoiled. When she's done, I'm going to get bit. Jeez. I gotta stop petting you now. You have Diana petting you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Demanding little critter.
I'm trained well. It's been a hard weekend. Mom was gone on Saturday. There was teenagers sleeping over. Oh,
It's just terrible.
Awful. I'm gone tomorrow. Nobody loves her. When I leave, because I share a house with my sister and my brother-in-law and niece, I have to remind the three that live upstairs, generally not my niece right now because she's in school, not to feed her. She's not starving. If she's really insistent, there's snacks she can have. And she's got water. I have to leave on a sound thingy, which is something I would do anyway, because leaving a pet alone for long periods of time can be stressful for them. So I tend to leave on, won't lie, I leave on my TV on CBC and I wander away. It's just low playing in the background. It's fine. Or I'll leave the radio on or something for her. Like I'll leave a source of sound because she's used to there's sound going on. But if they happen to come downstairs and she's down here on her own, and they do, she will bug them. Like, mother never feeds me. I am starving to death. So I have to remind them that no, she had her food. She's fine. She's on a diet.
Mm-hmm. Not starving.
Not starving. And we get fed good food. We're a little spoiled. A little spoiled. Hey, she broke her toy on a stick.
Oh no.
If any of you are pet owners, you know what I'm talking about. The toy on the stick, cat owners. I don't buy the ones with the feathers on them because too close to fiber. Too close. I bought one with like a squishy, crinkly birdie thing on the end of it. That's fine. It looks like her stuffed toys, mouses that she plays with all the time. She loved that toy to the point where it doesn't exist anymore because she literally chewed the toy off the string.
Oh dear. So
now it moves around the floor all the time. But she needs a new toy on a stick. So now I'm back to finding a toy on a stick if I can. This is my life. She's very happy here. What is wrong with you, you strange creature?
She's purring very loudly.
She is. All right. I think it's a big chunk of the Jocelyn show today, isn't it? You can talk about what you're wearing, because I really have only been wearing my mallow and my exploration station.
All right. Today, because it is cold outside, it is fingerless mitts weather, so I've got, okay, fine, I won't stop knitting. I'll show off this one. I have my Bloomsbury mitts.
You tried to stop, didn't you? You got
you
got the nose head bump.
Mm-hmm. And then I also finally washed and blocked the Not a Lot of Rain in April that I finished back in, like, April. No, wait, May.
Nope, May.
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 Because it came on the trip with me.
Yeah.
So this is finally done. I finally wove in the 2 ends and washed and blocked it.
Oh,
Ta-da!
Lord. Oh, you're a sad, sad creature.
Hey, I know myself. I said
It's
when I
true.
finished it that
You
it
did.
wouldn't get washed or blocked until it got cold enough to wear. And
Yeah.
I was correct. It
You
sat
were.
on my floor, waiting to get washed all summer, with the ends hanging out. And now it got cold, and then I did it.
At least you know who you are. Your mom's already tried to steal it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She tried to run off with this gorgeous thing, and no. No.
No.
Mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
Good. Good.
I fought way too hard on this simple lace pattern to just give it away. The lace pattern is not hard. It is very simple. I had a lot of trouble with it for no good reason.
That's fine. Everybody's got trouble with weird things for no good reason. You've seen me rib.
Yep. So
It ain't pretty, folks.
I've been wearing this like constantly. It's my thing.
Good.
I love it. It's fantastic.
This is one too, like you get the weird question prompts. Like I got a question prompt like, what's your favorite Stephen West pattern? Well, the one I just finished is my favorite. Like, what's your? It's whatever one I just finished. No, it was Cozy Up Knits. Just whichever one I've just finished. That's my favorite one. I have a lot of their patterns. I like how they do patterns. I like the stuff that they make. Do I have all of them? No, not all of them are to my aesthetic. But that's fine. I'll probably never own the fancy smancy shawl. Not really into that. Or the wraps, because I'm not really into wraps.
I'm learning I'm very into wraps.
That's fair. I'm learning I'm not. We might have an invading teenager, we might not.
Scraping noises.
No idea what she's
Thudding
doing.
noises. I am alarmed.
She's 13 in a month and 4 days.
And don't you forget it.
I can't. It's also my parents' 40th wedding anniversary. My sister's already been downstairs and I've been like, so what are we getting our parents? She's been like, You think about that for about 30 or 40 seconds. I know what I'm doing. She's like, came up with it. We're good. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But because Mom listens to the podcast, that's all the details you get till after. Because I don't know which ones she listens to. No sneak peeks for you, Mother. I get a call later this week. What are you getting me? Ah!
That on to Woolly Workington?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, this part's the Jocelyn show.
this is.
I've got the spinning segment, but
You do. You
I'll just
chill. Yeah, okay.
drink my tea.
You guys, we're running a cow. It technically ends tonight.
Are
Anybody
either
say-
of us finished?
No. Who's a crap ton closer? Oh, me. I did not finish it this weekend. I could have. I chose to spend 8 hours playing Magic on Saturday instead.
Sounds like a worthwhile Saturday, to be honest.
I gave my time to other things, even though I knew I was crunched for time to get this finished. And that's fine. I made that decision. I spent 4.5 hours decorating my apartment for Halloween, and I'm not done yet. There's still more to go. Do you see the dead skeleton hanging?
Oh,
Look like
yeah.
he passed out on top of the video games.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a cute touch.
It's cute.
But I'm not done. By any stretch of the imagination. So more decorating has to happen. It's a big deal. It's a big holiday. I love it. Oh, random thought.
Mm-hmm.
Post in the chat when I'm done for the Girls for Knit Club. And have everybody bring a candy and a beverage to this month's Knit Club.
Ooh.
And we can all just have our favorite candies and beverages for everybody to share in one of our own.
I learned of my new favorite dessert today.
Got it?
One of
It's
the Brazilian...
Not my slow gingerbread molasses cake?
That might be an old favorite.
Got
But I
it.
have like a new favorite that I just learned existed today.
Okay.
One of the Brazilian guys, apparently his wife is like an actual professional baker.
Ooh.
And she made these, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, brigadeiros. It's Portuguese. But it's basically
I won't do any
like
better.
sweet custard rolled in sprinkles and it's all chocolate.
Oh, sold.
Yeah, right?
Sold.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, super
So
random
good.
thought. But why not? Because we don't really like. I have no idea what's going on upstairs
I'm just
now.
gonna shut this door.
We're playing with the puppies. I think that's the squeaky ball?
I hope so.
It's either it's the squeaky ball or somebody's dying.
I'm assuming the cat's on this side of the door.
Well, we'll know momentarily. Something's happening. It's fine.
Nothing's dying.
Nothing's dying.
As far as we know.
No, it'll just be some sort of toy dying a slow but inevitable death with a German Shepherd puppy. Ooh. I say puppy. She's just a dog under 5 and a German Shepherd. She's just high energy. So, no, that was occurring to me because we don't really... We're all at that stage in our life where we not really go out to bar people anymore.
This is true.
We're
do all
not
that once a year.
Generally huge house party people either.
I've never been into house parties.
Miss D does house parties until she had her little one.
Oh, we're talking like adult house parties.
Yeah.
Oh, those.
Yeah.
I'm into those. I thought we were talking about like raucous drinking, dancing house parties.
There's another kind of house party?
Are we talking like adult dinner parties or like...
Adult dinner parties are not house parties. Those are dinner parties. It's
okay.
a whole other thing.
Okay.
So I'm like, you know what? We don't really do we obviously don't trick or treat anymore. So let's be honest, if you guys showed up at my Halloween door and sung your Halloween carols, you would get candy from me because that's the rule.
Wait, Halloween carols?
You don't know about Halloween carols? We've been friends for too long for you not to know that I will show you my Halloween carols.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. Secret to get candy out of Jocelyn: show up Halloween and sing your carols. I have paper. No, we could just have like a candy spread. We all bring enough to share with everybody else. And then we can all just exchange and we can show off our favorite candies and stuff to other people. I think that'd be great fun.
I agree.
Done. Okay. I won't remember till I'm editing, so editing, Jocelyn, stop editing and go post in the chat. Alright. Reason we're talking about Halloween is because I'm literally working on my entry for the Across the Prairies Cal, which runs till the end of today, which I've already described why I'm not done. I chose to do other things. And I'm in the middle of the road, but when am I not in the middle of a road at this point? I am working on my Stephen West shawl, the Doodler, and it is not going to showcase well because I have over 400 stitches crammed on these needles. And it might be a 40-inch cord, it doesn't matter. I have over 400 stitches on these needles. It's too many stitches. Can't handle it. It's not going to happen. Why do I randomly have this on the wrong side of my shawl? Or am I looking at the wrong side of the shawl?
That is the wrong side.
I'm looking at the wrong side of the shawl. Let's flip to the right side, because what we love is awkward silences.
Absolutely. I'm sure editing Jocelyn loves to cut those out.
I don't generally bother.
Well, then I hope our audience enjoys long, awkward silences.
There's so much other stuff I have to cut out from it. I don't bother. I'm working on section 3. So section 1 was the gray section here with these orange striped rows. Section 2 was this beautiful cabled cuff at the top here that runs along the length. Section 3 is the bottom third of the shawl. So this one I finally am working in my third skein of fingering yarn, which is the Witchy Business, which is the one with the, Walmart purple and the black and the gray and the candy something orange. Corn orange. I always want to say cane. So I'm working in the last section, which creates a nice wavy bumpy space to it, which also doesn't help showing it off because it's actually causing the circular needles it's on to bend in certain ways depending on where the wave is supposed to be. So without describing too much of it because it is a paid pattern. So I'm working on that, and those seem to be going along well. So I'm into wedge 2. There's no way I'm getting through 2.5 wedges in one evening. It's not going to happen. So mine will be late, but not by terribly much. So it'll be a couple of days. So I'll still get almost a full month's wear out of this, because the moment it's done, it's being washed and blocked and it's going on me because we'll be in October. Halloween. But I had other Halloween thingies on my craft. There's a crochet pattern called Boo Ghost. I want to make it. So cute. Goodness. Okay. So, when it's not being worked on, it lives in a Halloween bag from Sew Into Knitting. there's really not a lot of yarn left. My gray and my orange are noticeably smaller.
Yep.
The gray is super tiny. Tiny little nugget. The orange is bigger. They actually warn you in the pattern that if you're short in section A, even if you're not short in section A, you could be short, or section 1, you could be short in section 3. I'm only into wedge 2. And I'm already quite small on my skein. So I am randomly putting in 2 rows, or 3 rows, or 1 row. I'm making it random so it blends in better. Of my Hack-O-Lantern, which is my color 2, which is my orange color. I'm popping in here so it's more orange in the shawl than actually happens in the skein, just because I literally need to make this go another 2 wedges, and it just keeps increasing. So and he warns you, and he says if you ran out in section A, you definitely don't have enough to do all 4 wedges. And I really want to do all 4 wedges. I want the big version of the shawl. So that's what I'm doing to make sure the yarn gets there. Hey, he warns you, and that's the important part.
Yep, that's nice.
I know, it's better than going, it'll be short. You know, like, it's tight, but it'll work. He just warns you straight up that, you know, if you ran out in section 1, and I definitely fudged section 1 to get the gray to go all the way. So I know for sure I need to fudge section 3. Tea. Okay, I gotta keep talking.
Yep. Suppose I could jump in and say I have no knitting because busy work schedules and sore wrists.
Hey, the important part is that you're healing your wrist.
Yep. I have a new keyboard as of today.
I don't mind.
And so it's going to get better.
I don't mind doing the work, the extra work to help out when you're not feeling well, because I know how important recovery is. If anyone should do much know how important recovery is.
Number of
times I've injured myself.
And...
It's alright, last time I broke a toe, I went in and I got x-rays done and they started freaking out. I was a little too high on painkillers. I wasn't sure what part of my foot I'd broken. I wasn't really super coherent, so then I ended up going back for a second round of x-rays because I couldn't figure out, guys, I have bone chips in my foot because I've busted my toes pretty badly several times. But when I'm really drugged and they're taking photos and I hurt, it doesn't occur to me to verbalize that I've broken parts of my foot before. So what you might be seeing is some of the free floaties that just exist in my foot now. They don't generally bother me. I don't register that they're there. It's not like I can feel them or anything. But when you're looking at a broken foot and you're x-raying it to see if you can cast it or not, you want to be able to place all those chips, right?
Yeah.
Some of these breaks are back from when I was a teenager. That's, you know, ones that I did when I was 12 or 14. I'm over 2 decades older now. A lot of healing's gone on. It's kind of hard to tell. It's the same whenever they x-ray my spine, they get very excited and I have to go, calm your horses, it's fine, guys. I know what's going on. I took out the second sock.
It wasn't to your liking?
No. I talk a lot about how I think I would never do a second sock because I only ever did the singular sock the one time and I struggled to start the second sock. And it was pointed out to me that that's not a fair trial of one sock at a time. That is a very correct statement. I absolutely abhor the idea of doing cuff down. So I'm just gonna say I'm biased against, I'm gonna do toe up. Nope, not from, nope. And it's not even that I don't mind the Kitchener stitch because I did the Kitchener stitch on my last socks because I did that after Thought Heal. So I don't mind the Kitchener stitch. I think it's because with the toe up I can try it on. And with the cuff down, you can't really do that as easily. Yeah. So that, or I'm afraid I would make a proper size cuff and then I'd never get to the end of the foot because we all know me, I abandon these after I'm past the heel, just far enough to make shorties and I'm done. So I literally put on 6 rows when I was knitting at Magic the Gathering's pre-release this weekend for a set that's named, I can never remember, and it's the fairy tale set. It's great. I want to bake things into pie, guys. That's what I want to do. So this is some Suck and Woolen, and it's a wonderful German sock yarn in this fantastic You could say harvesty colorway. I like saying 70s couch. My aunt owned a couch like this. Super reminds me of her couch. And if I'm super kind to the people who can actually see us, I'll turn my sock right side out so you can see the colors better. So I have a little cream colored toe, and then we move into some orange, and then now we've got some brown stripes going on. It's going to be a great sock when I'm done. Orange red? Ready. It's a very ready orange. So I'm going to try the one sock at a time, see how it goes. It also means that my rows are shorter, so it's easier for me to like take the socks with me if I'm going to go sit an appointment somewhere. So I'm hoping that means I can work on them faster, because I'm only committing to 32 stitches because my socks are 64 stitches around, rather than committing to 64 stitches per side.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Shockingly enough, guys, I have doctor's appointments upcoming. When don't I? So I'm hoping that means I can take this to my doctor's appointments, which just travels the best because it is the smallest of the projects I'm working on. So that is my hope. It lives in my Erin Lane bag. I have had that for years. Diana messaged on Sunday. It was like, I have not done any knitting. And I went, cool, I got you covered. So I picked up.
That's good. I'm just gonna sit here. Like, I can't even work on anything. I'm sad right now.
It is what it is, and you need to rest your wrist. From the pile of deep whips from UFO land of way too long ago. So long ago that Craftsy was still Craftsy and not Blueprint, and the grocery girls were doing a knit along for a sweater.
Way back in the long ago days.
When the dinosaurs ruled. No, I watched the grocery girls, craft the sweater, loved the sweater, ordered the kit. Terry ordered the kit. Terry's also not done. She's just farther along than I am. I think she's got like one more sleeve than I do. So now it's like a personal little, I just want to finish it and then just wear it one day and go, so why is yours not done? She likes to bug me about these things. I have my Zadie sweater. It's going to live here between me and Diana because it's a lot going on. I have one sleeve done. I have all of the stitches just living on some scrap of yarn. I need to do the other sleeve. I wanted to take myself a break from the sleeve, and I wanted to have some roundy knitting. And I had pulled off my body yarn, and I literally counted out for the sleeves and counted out the body stitches to make sure my stitch counts were accurate. They were. And I'd put it all on scrap yarn. And then I put it on. Fits good. It's going to block out nice. It'll be a semi-relaxed fit. Exactly what I want.
Perfect.
A little short. I did it to measurements. And I knew it might be a little short. And I knew I might want to add some extra length. I do. I can, because I still have 3 balls of yarn. And it's 1 ball of, and I think I've got, look at this. I'm so good. I threw the ball bands in the bottom. I have some, oh, I'm not reading that. There you go.
Cloudborn Highland Worsted in Slate Heather.
It's a deep gray. And it's really pretty. And the stitch definition is fantastic.
It really is.
So I still have like 3 full balls of it. Well, 2 full balls and a 3/4 ball at this point. So I have more than enough to do my, oh no, there's my 3rd ball. More than enough to do my front and my back. It only takes 1 ball to do a sleeve for my arm. Which I was right, which leaves me a ball for the front and a ball for the back, even with the cable, because I've got that little cable detailing
right
at the shoulder, so I'm going to eat up a bit of yardage. So I put my body back on the needles, because, you know, nothing says fun like doing an extra large sweater and pulling the needles on and putting the needles off and putting the needles on and putting the needles off again. Double check to make sure I was doing it. And again, it is appearing inside out because whenever I knit, it's always inside out, which is going to make the front interesting because I need to do the cable detail so the cable's on the front. So I have to set it up, put it on, and then literally turn everything inside out. So that way it's facing the right way so I can knit in the round and have the knit stitches on the right side, which is going to feel terribly backwards to me and going to be very awkward.
Judicious use of stitch markers, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it'll be one of those ones that once I start it, that'll be my focus for the week. I won't stop it till it's done. Otherwise I'll get confused. Like like nobody's business will get confused. But I put on, about almost, 4 fingers worth. So I'd say about, from, you can see the line, the indentation, well, Diana can, the indentation where I pulled out the stitches when it was on rest.
Right.
Up to the thing. So I think about, 3-4 inches.
Yeah. 3-ish.
Yeah. I did that on Sunday while watching YouTube because Diana had called and said that, texted and said she didn't have anything. So I was like, I got you covered. So now it's definitely long enough. Because I would, like, the sweater would have fit. It would have fit properly. Would have fit to the right length. But I like them about 3 or 4 inches longer. So I added about 3 or 4 extra inches. So I am good. Now I can do what I did the first time, which is put all of the stitches in the back on hold on a color, and then the sleeves on hold in a separate color, because you pick up the sleeves as you go, and have it prepped and ready to knit the front or back of. Then I can knit my second sleeve, which I wasn't as worried about as getting the butt, because there's a lot more stitches on the body than the sleeve. If I sit down, I can do the sleeve in a day or two. So this lives in one of the crocheted bags I made for myself. Just a little baskety dude. Because I had a whole bunch of charisma yarn. Yeah, that was charisma yarn, I think.
I think so.
Anyway, I want to get that done because I'd like to wear it because we've definitely reached sweater weather.
Yep.
So it's like, and that's the closest sweater to be done for the next one to be finished. So I'm like, yeah, that's up on the project list. So then, thankfully, you only have to hear me talk about one more thing.
So many things.
Hey, you said you were short, and I said I got you covered. You had to know this was going to happen. In my giant I Love Recycling bag, I bought years ago from Dollarama, when I worked at Dollarama years ago. I have been working on a corner-to-corner blanket. And I was working on it diligently. And I got a whole bunch of blanket done. And you're thinking, Jocelyn, that's great. You needed to get the blanket done. Here's my hook. I'm working on a 6.5mm hook. I remembered. Nothing fancy. It's the hooks you can buy at Michael's. Like they're just the metal hooks. Keep looking at the fancy crochet hooks with the ergonomic designs, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, I should. And I finished my decreases. You have to understand, every time I walk away from this project and I put it in the bag, the cat pulls it out of the bag and sleeps on it.
Uh-huh.
Every time. So I stopped putting it in the bag. I just left it. Because wherever I left it, she'd lie down and sleep there. So she likes it. I did all of my decreases and realized I screwed my decreases pretty badly.
Oh.
Not like all of a sudden my corner to corner became a triangle like badly, but we're definitely warped by a row or two. So I definitely double decreased in a row or missed a decrease section, and it was a little bit of a hot mess, which was my fault for not paying attention. And yeah, I could rip back. I hate ripping this yarn. The Bernat Premium White that I'm holding, that I was holding double with this wonderful fall yarn that I had living in my stash that I don't even remember, rips so poorly. I would rather rip mohair.
That's rough.
I would rather rip mohair. And I wasn't able to get all the way to the end of my second corner without having to substitute a secondary yarn for it. So I had pulled in another yarn. But we're not, like, this is not a square line.
Nope.
This is not a square line.
It's distinctly unsquare.
Distinctly unsquare. So I definitely did something wrong. Whatever. My cat loves this thing so freaking much. I was gonna have to fight her anyway, and I'm desperate. And you'll understand why in a couple minutes when I tell you about what it is I'm casting on. The moment I'm finished this one. Desperate to cast on another one. I literally pulled some old school yarn out of my stash that I bought way back when I started knitting, and I didn't know what I was doing with my yarn. Like, I wouldn't buy this yarn now. Held it double with some gray, and I'm literally just evening out the square to make it a rectangular cat bed.
That works.
That's what I'm doing. I have one side left to do. It's the difficult side. You can tell how out of whack I am.
That's a bit rough.
Oh my god. So I'm going to literally tuck one down on one side over, stitch it together so it makes a rectangle, because my cat's not gonna care.
This is true.
Fold it in half. When I have this on my lap, sitting in bed working on it, because that's generally where I work on it, I am so warm, my hair has to be up on my head, and I have to be drinking a cold beverage. This thing doesn't even cover past my knees when I'm working on it at the waist. This is how warm this, I want to swear, is. So it's going to be perfect in the basement office that I use as a sewing room for her to lie on, because right now she doesn't have a blanket in there for her space. So what does she do? She climbs on mommy's lap while mommy's sewing. Makes sewing interesting. So I have been on the hunt to try to find something that she'll like, that she'll lie down on and still be near me, but not literally on me.
That seems like a good solution.
And I feel like this is a great solution. So while the project definitely went sideways, I've salvaged it. I had to rip this yarn back once, you guys. And I only had to go like 3 inches, and I had 12 breaks. I was not doing over 20 plus inches of ripping. No blanket is worth that in my mind, especially when you're making it out of scraps for fun. I don't think so. So I'll tidy up my problem, and boy is it a problem, tonight before I go to bed, and then that'll be it, and that'll be done. So next week it'll be finished, and I can start the new blanket. And you're like, Jocelyn, you don't need to cast on a new blanket. You're wrong, I do. You've heard me talk about Fiber Spider?
Yeah.
People who've listened to us before have heard me talk about Fiber Spider. You haven't? He's a, she is on the right side of the door.
Excellent.
Is an adorable crocheter. He has he's so cute. You just want to hug him and feed him cookies. That's what you want to do. Maybe I'm on a cookie kick. I made cookies today. I don't know. But he's so kind, and he's so nice, and he's a really good tutorialist. Is that a word? I don't know.
It is now.
And he just dropped a pattern tutorial for a spiderweb blanket.
Ooh.
Hello. And he did his in I think he said he used 2 of the Karen 1 pound cakes. One, like the Karen cake Pound of Love.
Oh, that's so a lot of yarn.
This is a Pound of Love. This is by Lion Brand. Am I right? Yes, this is Lion Brand.
Yeah.
So there's a little over 1,000 yards in here. I mean, it'll be a touch under 1,000 yards when I'm done, because I'm using this as the gray for one of the colors for binding together the mistake that was my corner to corner blanket, which I'm going to change the project name. I'm just going to turn it into a cat blanket. David, it looked like I did it entirely on purpose.
Yeah, nobody will ever know.
The whole internet's going to know. It's fine. But I have another one of these. So I'm going to make the spiderweb blanket out of this beautiful gray, which I'm sure has a fancy name that Diana can read for me. Gray?
Oxford Gray.
I told you, fancy name.
It's not just gray, it's Oxford Gray.
Because right now I'm holding the gray with this black doubled to make my border, to seal up my, this is literally like $1.50 ball of crappy yarn. But it's going to do the trick, and it's a cat blanket, and it's an acrylic, and I can wash it, so that's all that matters for me. So I'm going to use this and whatever I need of the second one to make a big spiderweb blanket. Because I'm like, I've been finding a lot of ghost crochet patterns, and I've been looking at other crochet patterns, and I found some blankets. I'm like, oh, you're cute, but none of them been like, must make. And then the spiderweb one came out, and I'm like, yeah, I need to make that. I like the look of the other Halloween blankets, because they're patchwork, and you're like, Jocelyn, you like crazy stuff. It should be fine. I don't know. They don't really call to me, so I didn't want to make any. But I do want to make this one. So this will be my new Sunday blanket to work on with the Chelsea Pearls girls on their Sunday blanket knit-along. Which is great, because it was like, what, 2 Sundays and I finished a crochet blanket? So that worked out really well. So I'm going to continue to do that. And of course I take Sunday mornings off. So I sit in bed and drink tea and listen to books and podcasts and stuff. And crochet in bed. So I'm going to work on that next. It'll go a little slower because it won't be on a 6.5mm hook. It'll be on a 4.5mm hook. Won't grow quite as fast as the corner to corner blanket. There. That is all the content I can give you.
All right.
Don't scratch the door.
Cat.
I'm going to throw something at you.
Come here, kitty.
I understand. Auntie Diana closed the door. I didn't do that.
Okay.
Well, now you got her attention. You crinkled the bag.
Yeah, I did. That was my fault. So I have not been able to knit or crochet because I can do like a row and then my hand hurts. But I can spin for hours and hours and hours and hours.
Good thing, because I don't have any time to spin right now.
So this is... Wow, I've stuffed it in the bag first. That was a mistake.
What the heck have I done?
Who knows?
It's me and yarn. Something weird's going on.
So I have completed my first bobbin of singles of the Storm in the Castle by Hillary's Magical Yarnorium. I don't think she even does fiber anymore. I bought this at the Fiber Festival
2 years ago?
A couple years ago, yeah. So
definitely not last year, because you were already on a fiber diet last year.
Oh.
At least I think you were.
Poke. There we go.
Yes, it has to be 2 years ago because your mom was with us.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's spinning up really nicely. I'm way more consistent than last time, mostly. Phaedra. So this is coming out to be like white and light gray, I guess, because it's sort of marling with the white. Phaedra!
She won't stop till you open the door.
So I finished this bobbin. Ooh, let's have our faces in focus again. There we go. I finished
this. No, she looks at you and looks at the door handle and looks at you. Looks back at the door.
So this was a partial bobbin last week. I finished that and started the next bobbin, which is well on its way.
Good.
So I just have... I have this much left.
Oh wow, you are spinning up.
It's just... I love these little fluffs.
The little fluffs?
The little fluffs.
They look very cloud-like.
Got grey and they're mostly white with a bit of grey and some licheny yellow colors, like a castle. The yellow doesn't really come through in the final product at all, and that's okay. I'm so pleased with this, and it's so fun, and I really like spinning.
I'm glad you've got a fiber craft that doesn't aggravate your wrist. So you can let it heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
I've got some actually nice looking singles going on there.
Sweet.
I'm so excited to have real plied yarn, and I might not be terrified of actually using it. Because I think this will actually hold together. I'm terrified of using the first stuff that I made. I'm pretty sure it'll fall apart. But this I think will actually hold together.
Excellent.
Don't know what it's gonna be. I suspect it will come out to be sort of a DK sport weight.
That's enough for a hat.
So, you know, it's, I weighed it out when I started. I had 115 grams. So, I can make something out of that. So, I'm pretty excited about that. That's the only crafting that I have managed this week, because sore wrists and long work days.
Oh, they happen. It's not the end of the world.
Okay, we're back to your section now.
Well,
so little time.
Because we wanted more Jocelyn talking, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I bought a new pattern of the Cocoon Dress by
Ladies Cocoon Dress
by I told you the info because I would forget. Laura.
I wrote down Lauren.
Okay.
Lauren Rebecca.
There you go. It's an online pattern. And you can do it in 3 different types. You can do it as a dress, you can do it as a shirt, or you can do it as a tunic. Well, I'm going to do it as a tunic. It's not super fancy. It's a nice, sort of laid-back, casual, everyday sort of idea. So it's got a semi-scooped neck piece, which will be a little more scooped on me. That's fine. And it's meant to be sort of like the boxy frames. So it's meant to be very just, does the frame and does the fabric, does all the draping and work for you with a high-low hem. And short sleeves. I thought it was terribly cute. I wanted to have it, and I liked the little back detailing and everything. So I bought it. I haven't printed it yet because I bought it today. I'm good, I'm not that good, but I knew exactly what fabric I wanted to use for it. So that's the other reason I picked it up. So I have this stretch striped jersey in gray and blue.
It's very pretty. It's so soft.
So soft. And it's going to make a great slouchy t-shirt. Tunic like t-shirt, which is exactly what I want. What I'm only debating on right now, other than sneezing. Look at this. Okay, so what I have to decide is if I want horizontal stripes. Insert all that stuff that you're told about horizontal versus vertical stripes. Or vertical stripes.
You did that backwards.
I did. These are horizontal. The other way was vertical. So I don't know. The stripe width is fine. Given that I have a larger frame, I could do the horizontal stripes, not the vertical stripes. I almost like the idea of just doing the horizontal stripes. But I don't know. Let me just sit and think on it overnight. Then we say measure twice, cut once. And then go from there. Because I definitely don't have enough to make the shirt twice out of this fabric. Mm-hmm. Not at a tunic length, which is what I want. But I do have plenty because I bought extra to make a shirt. And I made sure I had enough extra because of the striping so that I could match the stripes. So I'm not super worried about that. So I will either print the pattern off on my computer tomorrow. Or if I manage to hold off, that's always a debate, I will go to Staples because I picked up a couple of patterns and get them printed from Staples. So I'll figure it out. But that was my hey. I do sew. I just don't do it terribly often. So, and I want to be more consistent with it to keep improving on my skill set. Does that make sense?
I have a cat whisker on my foot.
They shed those when they're done with them.
Weird.
It's like any other hair.
I'll deal with that after.
It's like human eyelashes. We shed those too.
I was just really confused. I looked down at my foot. I'm like, what is that? My foot's growing hair.
Well, you know, it might be. I don't know your foot. You could have a hairy foot. I don't know. I've never seen your foot naked. No, I've seen you in sandals. I haven't been close enough to see if you have hairy feet because that's a little close.
That is a little bit close.
Yeah, no. It would be easier to just touch your foot, which I don't really want to do either.
It's totally fair.
Okay. Fine if I don't want to fondle your foot. I'm glad.
Yeah. This is going a weird direction.
I'm full of cookies and tea. What do you want?
Moving right along. Yarn on the go. I went places and didn't bring knitting because can't knit, and my sewing is on a machine that's not really transport. Well, it is transportable, but you have to like set it up when you get there, and it's not as portable as knitting, and I'm sad.
That's fair.
I could pick up another braid of fiber and start drop spindling, I suppose.
Why not?
I don't know if I want to do an entire big long. I don't know if I want to do that much on a drop spindle.
No, you got that little $15 Surrey silk stuff.
Oh, actually it was only $5.
Sorry, $5.
You're right. I do have that. Good call.
Thank you. Memory recall for the win. I was just like, wait a minute, no, because that would be silly to do on a wheel. That's perfect for drop spindling.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you for that excellent idea.
You are very welcome, ma'am.
Anyway, you went places with yarn.
I went to Magic the Gathering pre-release with my knitting. Not too terribly much other than that. Usual assortment of weird things. Which I've just come to expect as part of my life is a weird assortment of... I consider it perfectly normal, and then I look at other people's lives, and they're like, no, that's not normal. I'm like, okay. I mean, shortly it's going to go with me to vote.
When is that happening? Is that like soon, or is that like we have 3 more months of this?
No, thank heavens. We do not have as long of an election cycle as America. 3 weeks?
Oh, is it that close?
Yeah, I think we got 3 weeks left of the federal election. I'll go in about 2 weeks and I'll vote in the advance polls.
Good call.
Listen, you're Canadian and you can vote and you hate waiting in the lines.
Do it literally any time in the previous 2 weeks?
Yeah. Go to the advanced poll. Just take one of your days off and go. You are like in and out in 5 minutes. There's, if you got, as soon as you got your registration card, you can go to the any one of the advance polls. You hand it in there. I have, in the years I've been doing, I've never had a line. I've never had to wait more than a minute, 2 minutes, and I go, and I'm out, and it's beautiful, and it's easy, and there's no stress because it's not election day. And on election day, when everybody's running around like a busy person with their head cut off, I'm like, yeah, I already did that. I'm gonna have a cup of tea.
Nice. You can go to any advanced polling station?
Yeah, so long as you've got your registry card.
Sweet.
Yeah. Because there's not as many advanced polling registrations as there are actual day of registered things.
Yeah. I'd heard of advanced polling and I wasn't quite clear on, like, do you just go to, like, the same place or is it, like, a different place? But it's a different place,
It's a different place because there's not as many of them.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So they're slightly less convenient travel-wise, super more convenient time-wise.
This is fair.
Yeah. And really, like a week out from the election, you know who you're going to vote for. Even if you paid an inch of, an eighth of the attention you should probably be giving your local politics, or in our case, federal politics, for this round, you know if you're going to vote Liberal, you know if you're going to vote NDP, you know if you're going to, in some ways, it's great that you can't avoid it because it's everywhere and it's all over the place. And in some ways, you already sort of have an idea if you've been waiting for party platforms to come out. And most of those have dropped. I think the last of them came out the other day or today or something. So, in boring political news, Jocelyn says, go vote.
Go vote.
It's so important.
This has been your Knitting Podcast PSA.
That and because, 4 weeks from now, and the people who don't vote complain about it, my urge to punch people is going to go through the roof. Your voice doesn't count if you don't vote. And if you don't vote, you can't complain. At the very least you can, but I'll look at you like you lost your mind and then I might threaten to punch you. I've been watching American Gods on Amazon. I want to swear all the time now. I'm not helping my swear factor any.
No. Should we move on to some literature?
Sure.
So a couple of weeks ago, I had talked about my favorite book as a teenager. I'd gotten it as an audiobook, and I was sort of disappointed with it.
Yeah, because it didn't live up to the hype of your memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have now kept listening to it.
Oh, good.
And I still don't really like the narrator.
Yeah, well.
But we've gotten through the first 3 chapters of Exposition Fairy and into the actual action, and it's better. It's getting to be more like how I remembered it.
Now, can we really blame the narrator for 3 chapters of Exposition Fairy? That's not the narrator's fault.
No, that is not the narrator's fault. No, my comment on the narrator is I don't like her reading style. She seems to halt in places where I would not put halts. But,
okay.
She's done lots of stuff on Audible, so obviously other people like her, but
we don't
just not my cup of tea.
Choose our narrators.
No,
you should definitely rank and do reviews properly because it tells Audible, which allows them to rank things differently. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's giving
feedback. They have the book review and the narrator review, right, on Audible?
Oh, you do your overall, at the end of the book, it says, before you go, please rate the book overall, and then it asks you an overall performance. The performance one is for the narrator, and then there's a third one that I can't remember. But I fill all 3 of them in. I even sometimes write a review.
Ooh.
Well, it's because it gives information, and that's really how other people shop. It's how I shop. I look and read the reviews. So I'm like, I should also be contributing to that. Because that way if somebody's like, well, I love, the style of books she reads, and she didn't super enjoy it, then maybe I won't as well. Or it's like, ugh, why? This lady chooses crazy books. She didn't like it. Okay, well, I'll read it. I do that. I have people where I'm like, oh, man, you and I do not have the same views on what good romance is. Don't think I want to read the one you just ranked highly for a romance, because it's not my thing.
That's fair.
I think that's totally fair.
Alright, so second chances. Oh, I didn't actually say the title of it.
Nope.
It's Crown Duel by Sherwood Smith.
Hey. It took me less than a month. I'm done, Oathbreaker!
Woo!
Yeah! Here's the kicker. I thought I only had to wait till Christmas this year for book 4. I have to wait till Christmas next year for book 4.
No.
I'm so mad.
Oh no.
I'm like, I know better. No, and I try to, unless I'm caught unawares, and I just pick a book because I like it and I don't read anything about it. What should I do? I'm yawning. It's Monday night, guys. I'm tired. I try not to jump into a giant world series by an established fantasy writer because I know I'm committing to years potentially between books. These are not small books. These are huge books. The world is complex, crazy. It's stunning and there's depth and it's beautiful and I love being there. But I know how hard it is to make these things. I run D&D campaigns. It's not easy. So I'm fine waiting intellectually because I know it takes work and I'd rather have no idea what's causing the stomping now. I would rather have something that the author is proud of and fits the world that he's building than something that's rushed and he's not proud of. So I'm like, no, wait. Do other things. Like, do what you need to do to make the process work. That's fine. The 4-year-old that lives inside me that causes me to look out the window all day long when it's my day for Amazon to drop off something for me in the mail wants the book now. We all have that internal 4-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. When the one that goes, what do you mean I gotta wait 2 minutes for this to microwave? It says instant. Like, you're like, stop being ridiculous. It's fine. That one. That's the one that's like, no, I don't want to wait till Christmas 2020 for the next book. Having said that, if you don't read books as fast as I do and you like fantasy, Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings, it's book 1. The second one is Words of Radiance, and I just finished Oathbreaker. They're great books. They're so good.
That's like 150 hours of listening right there.
Yes. One was 44, one was 48, one was 55. I just finished 55. And change. So they're not exactly in change. Their narration is well done, and they're complex characters, and I love me a well-built, huge world with balanced, well-thought-out characters. But I've dedicated 20 years to reading Laurel Clay Hamilton books. Just the Anita Blake series. So, like, I know I can commit to that kind of a length of time. And I have so many other things by Brandon Sanderson I have not read yet. So I have other things I can go play in other worlds. It'll be fine.
Yep.
Having said that, when are we at Christmas 2020? Because 4-year-old. That's fine. There's other things I need to get done this year. And I've been listening to new release books from Book Riot podcasts, so my TBR list just keeps growing. I want to listen to, I think next is going to be, what about the Fork? Meaning of the, it's a history of the fork. I will get Diana the proper title. We record on my phone.
Okay, I'm gonna write down fork ? In the show notes.
Hey, I got you the links last time.
Yes, you did.
Did not update my project pages.
Yes, well.
And 1 out of 2.
I've just stopped asking at this point.
Baloney. Yeah, that's fair.
That's okay. Yikes. I've been really bad about updating mine too.
Yikes. All right, but that's it. That was 20 plus hours of book reading I put in last week, so I really wanted to get to the big epic thing, and it was building up, and it had to happen, and I still don't know what a safe hand is, or why it's a safe hand. Why can women have their right hand exposed but not their left? Why? I need to know. Women of the lower class wear gloves. If you're of the upper class, you have a full sleeve.
Okay.
Hey, in this one,
I'm intrigued.
In this one, it's a woman's work to be a scholar. It's rare for men to be a scholar.
Huh.
It's rare for men to read. They are read to by the women. Yeah. Yeah, he just plays a little bit with traditional gender stereotyping. It's delightful.
Interesting.
Yeah. But what is safe hand? Oh, at the end, this does as happens in fantasy books. You have that big long chunk where they explain the world. He's got it written so it's like the notes that you would get from a scholarly text. So there's still things that aren't explained. because it's assumed knowledge from the scholar's perspective. So he's still writing from a character's perspective about the world. So it'd be like us trying to explain to the younger generation what the save icon is. It's, for my generation, it's assumed knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
For my nieces, it's not.
It's just a weird icon.
It's just a weird icon. And it's that sort of gap that's just delightful when you're, because I want to get into medieval swordplay. If you're doing Chinese and Japanese style sword art, and you go like the way of the samurai, it has been explained so thoroughly and so well maintained down the lineage that you can do it very precisely as they did it. Books from European medieval, not so much, because they assumed the knowledge base was standard and permanent. It's not. It's like language. It changes every 5 to 10 years. It just does. So they read about things now, and we don't know what they meant because we have no basis for it, because we don't run around with swords fighting people for a living anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. We can guess from the paintings. So people like spend a chunk of their life being passionate about it and looking at it and trying to figure this out. What? If we had someone here from the 14th century, they'd look at us like we'd lost our minds. Like, what do you mean you don't understand how this works? Sure.
Yeah.
It's like trying to explain to my mother how the Keurig machine works. It's just not going to happen.
You put the thing in and press the button and coffee comes out.
It's the coffee coming out part. She doesn't understand why I would want to do that.
To drink it?
Yeah, that's the part she doesn't get.
Oh, she's one of those people.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's fine with the smell of it. She doesn't understand why anybody would consume it.
Fair enough. I didn't really get it either until a few years ago.
Neither did Mr. B. I'm not taking the blame for either of you for that.
Oh, no. No, that was because I work close to a really good coffee shop and I had a really good cup of coffee for the first time.
Yeah.
And then I knew what it was supposed to taste like, and now it's
Yeah.
fine now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's similarly, people are like, oh, well, tea's just tea until they have a good cup of tea. Then they get it.
Mm-hmm.
Same idea. I have fur in my nose. That's it. If we let me, I'll keep waxing poetically about the book for ages.
All right. Trundling on to events then.
Mm-hmm.
Same set of events as last week. Oh, Across the Prairie's Cow. Let's
Yes.
start with that one. Start with the one that's finishing.
Technically, it finishes tonight. By the time you guys see this video, Wednesday, Thursday this week. If you look in Ravelry, I still won't have closed the thread.
Nope.
Since we're drawing prizes next Sunday, we're recording next Sunday, yes?
As far as I know.
I think so. Since we're pulling prizes the next time we record, I'll just leave it open till the next time we record. So noonish CDT.
Yep.
Sunday the 6th. That'll be when I close the thread and we pull for winners. The prizes are right there, Diana, if you want to hold them up. We're going to do 2 prize draws because we got a additional wonderful donation from Dina Marie from the Woolly Mammoth. Yeah?
Yeah.
Woolly Mammoth Yarns. She is...
Mammoth Yarn Studio.
Mammoth Yarn Studio.
Man. We get it wrong every time.
There's
Mammoth and Yarn. Mammoth Yarn.
Mammoth Yarns? Oh, man. She is one of the 2 lovely ladies from A Tale of Two Knitters, and she also runs a hand-dyed yarn company. So she let us pick a skein of yarn to gift. I made Diana choose, so that was delightful to watch her go.
Painful. It was so painful.
I usually do the choosing for the 2 of us, so I was like, nah, your turn. Threw her under the bus and made her pick a color. What color did you pick?
Prairie Crocus.
Oh, nice color.
Adopted as the official flower of Manitoba in 1906, it is the first sign of spring after a long winter. It's in the deluxe sock base, which is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon, 100 grams.
It's pretty.
It's very pretty.
I'm going to pair it up, and I'm going to gift a copy of the Endless Summer Adventures pattern to go with it, which is technically a 1 skein wonder in fingering weight.
Nice.
So I'm going to do that as 1 prize, and then we're going to have a second prize, because this was the one we lined up when we started this thing.
Oh, there's a thing in this bag.
Oh yeah, because the skein matched perfectly, so the skein had to go with the bag.
Let's start with this adorable bag. Which
it's kind of flattened because I grabbed it and squished it.
Okay, well, it has buttons that I'm not going to do up right now.
That's
But
fair.
there's cute little buttons on this adorable bag.
Chantel has a bag shop called Sunflowers and Storm Clouds.
Yes.
Oh, did I do that right this time?
Pretty sure the sunflowers come before the storm clouds.
Diana kindly links things in the show notes because you cannot trust me to spit out the words correctly. Now, last week I was talking about the new crocheter I found.
Mm-hmm.
Pamela. Not Penny. Don't know where I got Penny from. But it's Pamela. Whatever. What do I know? Chantel donated a beautiful button-up project bag from her lining collection with these super cute turtles on it. And then I brought it home. Are you Vanna Whiting it?
Yeah, I am.
Like your hands moving. What are you doing? Never mind, I figured it out. I brought it home and I stuck it in my stash collection to keep it safe because it lives in a china cabinet all sealed up. And I realized it matched one of the skeins from Sew Into Knitting that I had purchased earlier in the year. So I just went, hey, there's the skein. It's going together. So we have a Sew Into Knitting skein, which matches so well with the bag. So that's going to be another prize.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Sew Into Knitting doesn't have colorway names, do they?
I don't think so.
Not typically? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So it's got the same sort of tealy blues and some browns and stuff.
Yeah, it's look pretty. I'm very excited. So,
This
2
one
prizes.
is fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and 100 grams.
I win. I swear.
Okay. So we've got the bag in the skein and the pattern in a skein.
Yeah.
I don't have a pattern to hold up.
Well, it's because it's an e-copy pattern. I'd give you a copy of the physical copy of the pattern, but I gave all of those to Daria.
It's fine. Anyway, prizes.
Ta-da! Which we'll draw for next week.
I'm going to write all this stuff down so that I can link them appropriately.
Linkage.
Linkage.
Linkage. That seems crazy and unnecessary. We're up to the 23rd of September, so the Halloween Craft All the Things is going on right now with the Knit Girls. I love Halloween, so I tend to participate as much as I can because Halloween is a great holiday. So I'm excitedly doing that. What else is going on? I don't think we have a ton otherwise sort of happening. Chantel's
Sasquatch Stole My
Toque Cow, she's hosting it on our Ravelry thread is going on. Diana hasn't casted anything on, and I didn't have any plans to cast on my sweater till after my niece's birthday because I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done in October, so I wasn't going to cast on my cardigan till then. Mostly I wanted to get some more stuff done and off my needles. So I'm going to do that first, like I'd planned. Then I will do up my thing. So that'll go in shortly too. I don't think there's a ton else other than sort of wrapping up Christmas presents and stuff.
There was the cowl.
The Malcolm cowl.
Neither of us have started.
I got the pattern, but I promised myself that I couldn't start it till I was done this shawl, which is why, as we're podcasting, I'm still working on this shawl.
Seems foolish of me to try starting things right now, so.
I need another day or two. You need to heal your wrist.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, lots of spinning and not much else for a while.
That's fine.
For me.
You're going to take a week off. Give yourself a break. It's good to do that.
Stretch.
Yep.
Stretching, very important.
It is. Yeah, because other than that, it's just everybody's working on their Knitting Bingo Challenge cards. And then prepping for the Grinch along in December.
I will link to the cowl that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm staring at the yarn. I've got it literally sitting on my printer, staring me down to keep me focused to work on this shawl.
And I'll link to the Knitting Bingo as well.
Excellente. Excellente.
Just buried on my desk somewhere, and I'm sure I've checked off no more squares.
That's not my problem.
They're all like all over the place too. I didn't even get a row or a column or nothing.
That just means next year you have to plan better.
Yes, put the things that are closer to done in the same rows and columns.
You might find it helpful, yes.
Yeah, I didn't plan that at all. There's like a cluster in a corner.
Oh, man.
Oh well.
Live and learn?
Yep.
Learn and live?
I think you have to live first and learn from it.
Okay. Well, with that all wrapped up, I want to go heat up some beef barley soup, so I'm going to say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Diana.
And no matter where your week takes you,
Don't forget to knit. Am I still okay? Because I didn't forget to knit.
You're resting your wrist. Oh my goodness. Yes, you're still fine.